Right. Good morning. Good morning. We're here for coffee chat, and I just want to be a stay-at-home cat mom. I'm a work from home cat mom, so I'm actually thrilled with that. So I need to get a different mug made that really speaks my truth, I think. But I'm so happy that you're here, and if you're here, it tells me something about you. You love taking care of yourself. And today, friends, we are going to talk about VO2 max, and it has a lot to do with why I'm 61 and my biological age is 34.4. And that really does matter. So let me pull up my trusty little talk. I wish I could just give it to you off the cuff, but I see squirrels. I go off on tangents. So I got to have my notes. And here we go. So the key to longevity and energy as we age is our VO2 max. So imagine there was one number that could predict how long and how well you'll live. Not your cholesterol, not your weight, but how efficiently your body uses oxygen. That number exists. It's called VO2 max. It's one of the strongest indicators of longevity, heart health, and metabolic fitness. And the good news is it's trainable at any age. So today we're going to explore what VO2 max actually measures, why it declines with age, how you can raise it, even if you're starting small. And friends, I got back to the gym 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago at 54 years old. And I don't know what my VO2 max was then. But I do know I had to rehab an arthritic body. I had lost the 60 pounds I needed to lose. I was eating the way that I teach today for cellular nutrition. I was eating very healthfully, had reversed a handful of diagnosis, but I was the thin, flabby girl. And so, but it's so much more than being thin and flabby. The VO2 max matters. And so today, though, at 61 years old, my VO2 max is 46, and a good VO2 max at my age is 22. So mine is double what is good. And it really just took consistency. It did. I don't spend hours in the gym. Actually, most days my workout's less than an hour, some days much less than an hour. And I don't feel like I'm killing myself working out. I'm enjoying the process. I'm just very consistent, and this is what has happened. So let's talk about why VO2 max, what it really is. So VO2 max stands for maximal oxygen uptake. It measures how much oxygen your body can use during intense exercise, basically how well your heart, lungs, and muscles work together. Think of it like your engine size. A higher VO2 max equals a stronger, more efficient engine. A lower VO2 max equals an engine that has to work harder for the same result. And so here's the process. When you move, oxygen travels from your lungs into your blood, carried by your heart, delivered to your muscles. Your muscles then use that oxygen to create energy, ATP. VO2 max measures how well all those systems perform together. Why does it matter? It's not just for athletes. It's for anyone who wants to age well. So why VO2 max declines with age? Starting at around age 30, and I would bet this is happening younger because we have the cell phone generations and the video game generations. And so much less active. But it's starting around age 30, VO2 max naturally drops about 5 to 10% per decade, faster if we're inactive, and sooner if we're inactive. So loss of muscle mass, which is known as sarcopenia, fewer oxygen hungry fibers. That's really what that means, is your body has less oxygen hungry fibers. Not a good thing. Decreased heart efficiency, smaller stroke volume, which means less pumped per beat. Not a good thing. Reduced mitochondrial function. Your cells make less energy. Every cell in your body, trillions of cells, have millions of jobs every day. They have less energy to do their job. So they don't do their job as well, which is what traditional aging looks like. And my big push is to show you that age doesn't have to look like we've been sold. Age has nothing to do with why we have most of the diagnosis that they blame on. You're getting older. Less physical activity. The body forgets how to use oxygen efficiently. That's a big deal. So, but here's the exciting part. Research shows that consistent aerobic and strength training can cut that decline in half and in many cases reverse it. So why VO2 Max predicts longevity? Studies from the Cleveland Clinic and the American Heart Association found that VO2 Max is the strongest predictor of mortality, even stronger than smoking, diabetes, or high blood pressure. People with high VO2 max live longer and stay healthier longer. And that's because the heart pumps blood more efficiently. The brain gets more oxygen, protecting against cognitive decline. Muscles stay more insulin sensitive, protecting against diabetes. You recover faster from illness or surgery. In other words, VO2 max is your fitness age. You might be 60 on paper, but if your VO2 max is strong, your biological age could be closer to 40. And I am proof of that. How to improve VO2 max. So now that you know what it is, have an understanding of it, how do we improve it? There's no one size fits all method, but the key is challenging your heart and lungs consistently. So zone 2 training, the foundation. So what is it? Moderate intensity where you can still talk, but feel your heart rate rising. So think power walking where you maybe get a little breathless. You don't have to be a runner. If you're a runner, that's awesome. If you're a runner, you probably do already have a higher VO2 max. But if you're just coming out of the gate, try to increase the speed of your walking. Okay. So brisk walking, cycling, swimming, and rowing all can help with this. Your goal, 30 to 45 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. Why it works, it builds mitochondria and improves fat metabolism, the base for endurance. And I just want to throw another little snippet of information out there is we can only build so much muscle based on how cardiovascularly fit we are. And so you've got a lot of these coaches now telling you lift weights, lift weights, lift weights. I'm all for lifting weights, love it. And I do love the cardio aspect of the intense workouts that you can get once you work up to that. But when you're brand new, coming out of the gate, you want to increase the oxygenation in your body. And what that does is that creates more capillaries. Okay, we lose and gain capillaries throughout our life. And you start losing them in only 4 days of not doing cardiovascular exercise. The more capillaries you have, the more cardiovascularly fit you are, the more muscle you can build. Now, this also doesn't mean you're going to be, big and bulky. I'm very cardiovascularly fit. I lift heavy weights. I'm not big and bulky. So that's a myth that that's going to happen. So just want to throw that one out there. But high intensity interval training, HIIT training, HIIT, what is it? Short bursts of intense effort followed by rest. So like 30 seconds of hard, 90 seconds of easy, right? Or you see a lot of 40, I do a lot of 40-20s, or you see Tabata workouts are 20-10, so 20 minutes of movement, intense, 10-second break, or not 20 minutes, 20 seconds, 10-second break. So example, power walk hills, or if you're on a treadmill, you could power walk at an incline and then for 30 seconds, and then bring it down for 90 seconds and normal walk, and then bring it up and then bring it down. And that's so interval training, high intensity interval training. Stationary bike sprints, riding faster, riding slower, over and over, jumping rope, swimming laps, lots of things you can do for high intensity training. Lifting, I like to do it when I lift weights. I like to do 40 seconds of heavy movement, 20-second break, on to the next move. So your goal of doing HIIT training is 1 to 2 times per week. Why it works: forces your body to use oxygen at its max, literally training your VO2 max. Okay. And also, it's really good to do this first thing in the morning. I'm often asked, what's the best time to work out? And my answer is always, what time will you be consistent? Because consistency is number one. But we know that if you do HIIT training early in the morning, 5 a.m., when you first get up, then it's going to increase your HGH, your human growth hormone, which is a good thing. And then your HGH is working better throughout the day. So lots of things going on with HIIT training. Strength training, why it matters: more muscle equals more mitochondria equals higher oxygen use. And muscle is what's metabolic. Muscle is what is burning calories faster. So include compound moves like squats, lunges, rows, and push-ups. And even if you can't get down on the ground and do push-ups, I mean, if you ladies, if you're my age and you're like, oh my God, she wants me to do push-ups, I get it. You can do counter push-ups. You can work your way down, start on the wall, work to the counter, work to the chair, work to the floor if you can. But don't do nothing because you can't do what's really hard. So 2 to 3 sessions per week maintains muscle and heart health. So lifestyle add-ons: walk after meals, boost insulin sensitivity and circulation. Even a 10-minute walk after a meal aids in insulin sensitivity. Breathe through your nose, trains diaphragm and oxygen efficiency. So you want to inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth when you're working out. Cold exposure and sauna both improve cardiovascular and mitochondrial resilience. And my number one comes before everything, because if nutrition isn't sound, nothing else can be sound. If you don't have good nutrition, you're not going to sleep well. If you don't have good nutrition, you're not going to recover from these workouts well. If you don't have good nutrition, you're not going to have the energy to work out. If you don't have good nutrition, you're going to have a struggling brain. You're going to have brain fog, depression, and anxiety, all things caused by food. So nutrition support: nitrates, beets, arugula, spinach, improve blood flow and oxygen delivery. Polyphenols, berries, green tea, cocoa protect mitochondria. And that does not mean candy bars. That means like cacao, dark chocolate powder in recipes. Hydration and electrolytes, critical for oxygen transport. And I am not a fan of electrolyte powders. That's another engineered, processed item you're putting in your body, has shelf life chemicals in it. The best way to do electrolytes: get an unsweetened coconut water, aloe vera juice, not aloe vera drink, aloe vera juice. And I start with this in the morning. I do about this much, so about 8 ounces, I think, about 8 ounces of unsweetened coconut water. And then I do about 6 ounces of aloe vera juice, great for the gut and the skin from the inside out. And then I liberally put Redmond real salt in it. And then I squeeze either half of a lemon or a lime in it and fill the rest with water. And that is how I hydrate first thing in the morning to get my electrolytes going. And friends, we should be getting electrolytes from healthy food as well. This is the problem when you're doing these high protein. And yes, we do need protein. We need the right amount of protein for our lean body mass. These people just throwing numbers out there telling you to eat this much protein, and they don't even know what you weigh, or they don't know your lean body mass. They're damaging your kidneys. They're hurting your body. Okay. You're hurting your body by listening to it. So anyway, when we're not getting the food that has electrolytes in it, we're going to be electrolyte deficient. And that's why I believe all these electrolyte powders are so popular, because we've got all these people on keto and carnivore, and they're not getting electrolytes from watermelon, from various fruits throughout the day. Okay. From beets, from spinach, from berries. right? And so we need all of these. All of these foods created by God have a job in your body. It's very, very, very important that your body can use these foods to do its job. Not powders, not pills, not medications. And I'm not saying go off medications. It's never what I'm saying. But if you eat with me, what happens is your blood work improves, and then all of a sudden, your doctor doesn't have a choice and they lower your medication. Real simple process. So measuring progress, you can track VO2 max without lab equipment. So many smartwatches, Garmin, Apple Watch, I use a Fitbit, estimate it based on your workouts. You'll also feel it. Daily activities feel easier, your recovery improves, and your energy rises. And friends, at 61 years old, I am this energetic all the time. I probably drive my husband absolutely crazy, but I wake up this energetic, I go to sleep this energetic. And it is what I eat and my exercise. So as you improve your fitness age on those devices, so your fitness age on those devices will start to drop. A great motivator. It's very fun for me to look it up on my Fitbit and see that I am double what is good for my age. What a motivator to go downstairs to my gym and bust a move today, right? So VO2 Max isn't just about fitness, it's about freedom. The freedom to walk upstairs without gasping, to play with grandkids, to travel, to feel alive. Your VO2 Max is not fixed. It's like a savings account. Every walk, every breath of fresh air, every workout deposits years into your life. Start where you are, move daily, breathe deeper, because the more oxygen your body can use, the more life you can live. And friends, if you like this talk, please share it with friends. If you're watching it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, tell people about it. That's how I can create more content. If you're watching this in our school, invite your friends to our school. I do these coffee chats weekly, and I make sure there's education in every chat. So please have a fabulous day. Be blessed. Go do amazing things in His name. He designed us for wellness. All we have to do is take it. So have a good one. Take care.